Guys, I don't know how this is gonna go. I always meant to get the Tomy Intruder back out here, since it didn't get really a real run in the dirt. This motor in here, seems like it's got some dead zones on the spindle or whatever you call it. Anyways, like it doesn't always go. So let's see how this works. Hopefully we'll get a good little. Okay, I think it's good as long as I don't stop moving. I gotta avoid these lines on the field because it looks like they just put the powder down. I don't want to be an asshole, but yeah, let's see how this thing does, man. Ran this was probably my very first running video. I hadn't thought about the baseball park yet, but yeah, I meant to get this thing back out here. Sadly, this is probably my fastest car, but man, it seems to really like this stuff. And this car, you know, obviously came out a little later than most of my stuff, but even just this style of tire, you know, it seems to hook up pretty well on this dirt, whereas some of that older stuff really doesn't. Sorry. Oh shit. I said I was gonna avoid the chalk, but I'm jibber jabbering too much. But yeah, man, this thing is. Might notice it's a little bit bouncy. I think the shocks, especially on the front, the springs are way too stiff. Had to drill 2 extra holes in order to mount these longer shocks. These are not the original shocks. These are some kind of cheap aluminum jobbers from China, and they're a lot better than the plastic ones, I feel like, but they're a little bit longer than the original ones up front. So I had to drill 2 extra holes in the suspension arms to get enough room and add some spacers inside, but it seemed to be okay. I kind of got inspired to run this thing again after Glenn from Tomy Legends put his Intruder on his show here within the last week or so. I was hoping he might send me or sell me his what is it? His chassis and uprights or shock mount, shock towers, whatever. But it doesn't look like he's ready to turn loose of his yet. He's got the Intruder. I think I have the Intruder Adonis. I think that's right. And looks like he was talking about upgrading to full carbon. But man, yeah, this thing is fun to drive out here. Man, yeah, this thing hauls some ass. Got some connectors to finish hooking up electronics for the Yokomo 870C. So if the weather holds out, which I think it will, I'm gonna try to get that one out here tomorrow. Man, look at that little guy. Dude, this thing is just a blast to drive. It doesn't quite have that sketchy retro feel or vintage feel like the other cars. The thing just, you know, doesn't feel like it's gonna break at any moment. I say that, knock on wood. That thing, forget what all electronics are in here. Some Kyosho mad scientist, or it's like a re-release of an old motor, junk electronics. Dude, it's doing great. This thing, I can imagine the higher end version like the EX or even the one above this probably be great on the racetrack. I love that little floppy antenna. Man, they're gonna find out who ruined their chalk tomorrow. I bet they got a game. Or at least this week at some point. They're gonna come out here and be like, what the hell? But you guys aren't gonna say anything, right? Alright, man. Well, I'd say this was a pretty good run. I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good weekend.